Happy day 14. Welcome. We're gonna do nachos. That sounds good. We're gonna do what we always do, which is our gratitude journal. So I think for today, I'm honestly going to put queso. Yes, queso. I'm gonna put time. I'm really grateful for this time that I have, being able to get stuff done. And I feel like sometimes, especially when we're working a lot, we go, and we don't take the time for ourselves. We don't take the time to actually like hear ourselves think or anything like that. And yes, we have a lot of time, and I know some of us are trying to like even like kill time because we have so much, but I feel like this has just been a good time to like reflect on like what's really important in life, and just release that clutter from your life that's not doing any good for you. Just let it out, bring all the positivity. Yeah, I'm just gonna say time. So I drew a little time hands for my wall. So our task for today is very fun, and I'm actually kind of excited because I think it will be funny. But I want you to ask either someone that you're quarantined with, or you could Skype someone, either way, to draw you. Like, call someone up, be like, hey, I have this task today. Can you draw me? And then I want you to try and draw a friend or like your pet. Like either or. You can have someone draw you, or you can draw one of these things. But I want you to, if like you're not a very good artist, this isn't like it has to be perfect and super realistic, but I want you to just like take your view on this thing and go at it. So like if you want, for example, I have a cat. If I take a picture and I want to draw it of Minnie, I could, she's all black, so I could try to like realistically draw her, or I could draw her as a cartoon, or I could base her off of like a Disney animation or Animal Crossing animal and like try to draw her that way. I could just put a lot of hearts around her. I can make her however I want. So just like it doesn't even have to be a long time. It doesn't even have to be like colored in, painted, anything. Just take a minute and draw pet, friend, have a friend draw you. Either way, because sometimes it's funny the way we look at ourselves or the way we look at things. You don't realize until you've started like writing it down. So like one of the things is like for me, I think personally that I have like kind of small eyes, but a lot of times when like I have like caricatures or like things done like that, my eyes are very large in the picture. And I like always ask artists, I'm like, why do you draw my eyes so large? And they're like, oh, it's like the first thing I'm drawn to is your eyes. And I'm like, okay, like I have hazel eyes, like it's kind of a rare color, so like I understand that. I've been told that before, but in my mind, like I would have never thought of it until it was like drawn, if that makes any sense. So it's just a fun task. Have, multiple people do it, have, I don't know, a couple people do it, but just while you're doing it, make sure like the person is like talking to you while they're doing it, Skype them, whatever it is, but like ask them like your thoughts, like be like, hey, like why did you draw this of me? Or like, why does this look like this? Whatever you want. Or if you're drawing things, like in your head, be like, I want to make this like really prominent because of this. Like my friend Alicia has a dog that has 2 different colored eyes. So like she may make the dog's eyes in the cartoon like very large to like represent that that's what makes her unique, So take the time, do that. I think you might be surprised on what people find out. It might surprise you. It might, make you find out something else unique about yourself, which is kind of fun, learning about yourself. But let's continue on to our card of the day. So this is the one I grabbed. It is experiment for today. Have you ever wanted to do something but weren't able to take action to do it? Have you ever been overwhelmed by the options and or possibilities in front of you and decided it was easier to do nothing than to make a choice of where to start? If you answered yes to either or both of these questions, then the experiment card is perfect match for you. So think of something that you are feeling overwhelmed with right now. Instead of thinking you have to have all the answers, what happened if you think of it at all? Wow, struggling reading today. It's okay. What happens if you think of it all as an experiment? What if you know that no matter what you accomplish or don't accomplish, you get to record it as part of research for future endeavors? What do you notice about your energy when you approach it in this way? So I think this is a really good card. I feel like I've definitely experimented a lot in my life of like career-wise and like where I wanted to live. Like after I graduated college, like a lot of people I go to school with like moved immediately to New York, and I ended up going home to do summer stock and then moved to Florida to work for Disney the first time. And then I was like, okay, let's go try New York. And I tried New York, and like New York was like not for me. So I moved to Dallas, and I loved Dallas, and I wasn't going to move out. And then I got my dream job at Disney, and so I like moved again. But if I hadn't experimented moving or experimented seeing what I enjoyed versus like what I was like I did one server job in college at the Melting Pot, and it was okay. But after that job, like after I had like put in my 2 weeks and like had quit, I was like, I will never serve again, like ever. I will never be a server because I do not put up with picky eaters. And as a person who has a family with a lot of allergies, when I bring you out a salad and you're like, oh, I asked for no tomatoes, and they're cherry tomatoes and you can just pick them off, I like couldn't do it. I was like, that mindset just blows my mind. Like, if you're actually physically allergic and there's like tomato juice all over your salad, like, yes, I would be more than happy to get you a new one. But if there is literally a cherry tomato on top of your salad and you're not allergic and you just don't like tomatoes, you can take them off. Like, it's not affecting your food. So, just like, I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't done it. And then like I did merchandise type stuff and retail, and that was like fun, and I realized like I enjoyed that way more than I enjoyed serving. And then I realized that I liked helping people more. So like, you have to experiment and reach out and try, because you can always turn things down and you can always change your mind, but you can't always get the opportunity to apply again, if that makes any sense. So like, if I had lived in Texas and decided like not to go to this Disney audition, like who knows where I'd be now. But like, I wanted to try, and like I went in with the mindset like probably not going to get it. I haven't been to a Disney audition in like 2+ years. They usually hire shorter girls when I attend, and it just happened to be the one audition where they took a bunch of tall girls. So like, you just have to put yourself out there and just, give the effort in places that interest you, because you can always say no. You can always be like, I looked more into this and I went to the audition and I just like, I wasn't feeling it. Like, I went to a certain audition like a couple times, and after the third time I was like, why do I keep going to this? Like, I just don't, it's not where my heart is. Like, I just don't enjoy it, and I definitely appreciate it for what it is. And I think that all of these performers are incredible. Like, the fact that they can do this is just mind-blowing. But like, for me personally, I couldn't do it. Like, I don't know if I didn't have the discipline or I just wanted something more creative, but it just wasn't working for me. And I realized I enjoyed seeing my friends at the audition when I would fly out more than I actually enjoyed going to the audition. So, but I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't gone a couple times. Your journal question for today is, in what area of your life do you most often think you have to have all the answers? How can you approach this as an experiment instead? So I feel that there's a couple places in our lives that I feel like, especially society, but sometimes families, feel that you have to have all the answers. Like, let's just use dating as an example. There is no relationship that is the same. There is no two people that are the same. There is no rules of a relationship that are black and white, besides the rules that you communicate and create with your partner. Those are the only rules. So like, I know another one that's like kind of more of a black and white example is like, you graduate high school, you go to college, you find a partner, you get married, and you start a family. And that's like the black and white, like, this is what you do. But as pretty much anyone in their 20s knows, that's not how life happens. Not to say that there's not people who like have been very blessed and like that is the order of their life and that's what's happened. But for most of us, like, maybe some of us didn't go to college. You know, maybe some of us graduated college and we're still single after they graduated and we're like, now what? You know, there's so many what ifs and like unknowns that you can't just put it in a box. And I think like it did take me a very long time, especially after college, to like learn that there is no roadmap, there is no rules, there is no law, there is no nothing. There's the thoughts and the words of maybe like older generations or society like telling us that like, you know, this is happening, but in real life you can only decide like what's good for you, and you're the only one feeling your own feelings. And if you're panicking and freaking out, totally fine, totally understandable. We all do it. Like, let's be real. But we have to just know that like we're not on a timeline. We're not, you know, being pressured to do something specific unless we're putting it on ourselves, or unless someone in your life is putting it on you, which you may want to like have a talk with them. But you just have to wake up, be grateful, and take the day as it comes. And honestly, I've learned too that I need to speak up more when I'm feeling overwhelmed and confused, and when I need something, I need to say it. I can't just keep going, oh yeah, I'm good, I'm okay, because that's not going to solve anything. Like I mean, obviously, like, be professional, be kind. Like if someone's frustrating you, don't just like yell at them, but definitely like take the time to say how you're feeling. Take the time to comprehend maybe like what you want to say before you say it, so you're not just like going off a jolted emotion. My friend Mary is letting me borrow this book. It's called Calm the Fuck Down. It's like a white book and it's got black writing on it. I believe the author's name is Sarah something. I have to look. I just started it like yesterday. But me and Mary and Lindsay have talked like a lot about this book and like what's in it. And a lot of times we put ourselves into these spins because of what ifs or unknowns or things that we feel should be a thing, but that's just not how life works. Like when I was in college, I was in a 4-year relationship, and like in your head you're thinking, oh my god, 4 years, that's a long time. Like, you know, usually after 4 years, you know, like proposal and all that stuff, because that's just how like life works. And that is definitely not how that story ended. And it was a very big like reality check of, oh, okay, just because you think this is how this rolls doesn't mean that's how he thought this rolled. That's not maybe what he had in his head. That's maybe not, you know, what society just kind of pushed upon us. And then I was like, well, maybe I don't even really want that. Maybe I just thought I wanted that because that's what society wanted us to do, you know? So really take the time, experiment, go online. You have so much time right now. So go online, look up things you want to do, look up things you want to learn, look up places you want to move, jobs you want to try, things you want to get better at. Like, just go experiment, because what's the worst that happens? You're bad at it and you learn to get better, or you're bad at it and you're like, wait, I really hate this. Like I tried to play the flute for a day. I did not like it. I learned to play the piano. Liked the piano much better than I liked the flute. But I wouldn't have known I didn't like the flute if I hadn't tried it, you know? So that is my advice for you today. If you guys have anything that you are like experimenting or trying out or whatever, go ahead and message me. Or if you have any questions about like things I've done and you want to try, go ahead and message me. I mean, I've lived in 5 states. I've done different jobs. I've been in charge of 150 people at a US Open, you know, like random things. And they've all been wonderful, and they've all made me who I am. And they've definitely helped me realize what I want out of life. So I say go experiment, live your life, go draw. And this will be it for day 14. But I will see you guys tomorrow at 11:30, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.